Hello children, welcome to Math Park. Today we are going to solve some important problems on further equations and symmetry. These are most expected questions in IGCSE exams. Do watch till end children. If you have still doubt, you can post your comments in the comment section. So we start with the first question, solving simultaneous equations. Now there are various ways of solving simultaneous equations, but the easiest way would be elimination method. Now, when we are solving by elimination method, we have to eliminate either of one variable, either x or either y. So you can see that this y does not have a coefficient. So what we will be doing now, we will be multiplying this equation by 2. Okay, we'll be multiplying this equation by 2. So when I multiply this equation, entire equation by 2, I'm getting 5 into 2 is 10x, minus y into 2 is minus 2y, and minus 10 into 2 is minus 20. And I'll write this equation as it is, x plus 2y is equal to 9. Now we will be simply adding these two equations. When we are adding these two equations, what will happen is this minus 2y plus 2y becomes 0, 10x plus x is 11x, and minus 20 plus 9 is going to be minus 11. Okay, when we are subtracting 9 from that. So x is equal to minus 11 upon 11, which is minus 9. Now we will substitute this x is equal to minus 1 in any equation. Let us substitute in equation number 2. So substituting x is equal to minus 1 over here, we get minus 1 plus 2y is equal to 9. So you get 2y is equal to minus 9 moves here, it becomes 9 plus 1, which is equal to 10. And solving it further, you get 2y is equal to 10. So y is equal to 10 upon 2, which is 5. So this is how you got the values of x is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to 5. Understood, children? Simultaneous equations is easy. Okay, one more simultaneous equation let us solve. This was left. Okay, now here again, we will be multiplying the second one by 2y. So because I want to eliminate this, so I'll multiply by 2 over here. So first equation remains as it is, 3x minus 2y is equal to 29. Multiplying this entire equation by 2, we get 2 into 4 is 8x, 2 into y is plus 2y, and 24 into 2 is 48. Simply adding these equations, we are going to eliminate y. 8x plus 3x is 11x, and 29 plus 48, you get 9 plus 8, 17, and carry, so 77, and x is equal to 77 upon 11, which is 7. Substitute this x is equal to 7 in any of the equations. I'll be putting in equation number 2. So put x is equal to 7 in equation 2. So putting this over there, you get 4 into 7. In place of x, I'm going to put 7 plus y is equal to 24. We are taking the original equation, not the multiplied one. So 4 7s are 28 plus y is equal to 24. So y is equal to 28 moves here, it becomes 24 minus 28. So y is equal to 24 minus 28 is minus 4. So this is how we got x is equal to 7 and y is equal to minus 4. Got it, children? Understood, all of you? Okay, so we have solved the second simultaneous equation already. We were left with the first one. Let us move on to the next. Now this is a quadratic equation, and this is a quadratic equation in the form of ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So where let us compare this. So we have a is equal to 5, b is equal to 8, and c is equal to minus 7. Using the quadratic formula, which is x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Let us substitute the values over here. So minus b, so minus 8, plus or minus root of b square. So 8 square, which is 64, minus 4ac, 4 into 5 into minus 7, and this whole upon 2a, right? So we get minus 8 plus or minus square root of 64, and minus into minus is plus. 4 5 are 20, 20 into 7 is 140. So plus 140 and upon 2a. So 2a was actually 2 into 5. So this is how we get, this is as 204. So minus 8 plus or minus square root of 204 upon 10, right? So this is x is equal to. So root of 204, when you calculate, you are getting this as 14.28 up to 2 decimal places. So let us put it. So we get x is equal to minus 8 plus or minus 14.28 upon 10. So either x will be equal to minus 8 plus 14.28 upon 10. Okay, or x is equal to minus 8 minus 14.28 upon 10. So if it's minus 8 plus 14, this is going to be 14 minus 8. So it is 6.28 upon 10. So which is equal to 0.628. And since you are asked to write up to 2 decimal places, this is going to be, this will be rounded up. So 8 plus 1. So this is going to be 0.63. And when I solve the other one, when it is, yeah, so it is x is equal to 2 negatives we add, minus 8 minus 14, you get minus 22.28 upon 10. So which is equal to minus 2.228. So when I'm rounding to 2 decimal places, I'm getting minus 2.23. So this is how you get two values for x, 0.63 and minus 2.23 up to 2 decimal places. Got it, children? Quadratic formula is to be remembered, and substituting the values becomes easy. Okay. Solve the equation y square minus 12y plus 20 is equal to 0. So factorization we have already learned, and I have told you yesterday's video also I had shared with you an easy trick to find factors. So we want to find the factors of 20 such that sum is 12. So it is, come on, you have factors of 20 such that sum is. So this is how you have, what will I get, factors of 20. So I have 10 into 2 is equal to 20. And also I have minus 10 into minus 2 is equal to 20. Now which 2 should add up to minus 12? So this is my minus 10 into minus 2. So that is how I get the factors of this, easy way, because it is for 1 mark. So it will be easy way to calculate it mentally. So your factors are going to be y minus 10 and y minus 2, which is equal to 0. So either of 1 is equal to 0, you get the values of y because you are asked to solve the equation. So on solving this equation, you get y minus 10 is equal to 0 or y minus 2 is equal to 0. So you get y is equal to minus 10 goes here plus 10, or you get y is equal to 2. So this is how you get two values for y, either 10 or 2. Understood, children? Now one more question. Let us solve. So you have y square minus 13y plus 12 is equal to 0. Now again we find the factors of 12. Now here, children, we will be finding the factors of 12 such that they will be adding up to 13. So we need to search the factors of 12 such that we get the sum as 13. So come on, tell me what would be the factors of 12 such that the sum will be equal to 13. Yes, children, come on, tell me. Okay, so you get 12 into 1 is equal to 12. Also, you get minus 12 into minus 1 is also 12. Now, which one will be adding up to negative 13? So it is minus 12 into minus 1. So this is how our factors are now. Bear with me because this I have overwritten. Sorry for that. So we get the factors as y minus 12 and y minus 1 is equal to 0. So either y minus 12 is equal to 0 or y minus 1 is equal to 0. So this is how you get either y is equal to 12 or y is equal to 1. Understood, children? Easy. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Now here, find the set of values of x for which the given inequality holds. Okay, so here we will be solving this inequality. Already I have shared such video on linear inequalities. You can watch again. So we need to get rid of this. So simultaneously we solve, or we can shift this all the variables to one side. Same way as we are solving equations. So we shift 2x over here. So we get 5x minus 2x is less than equal to minus 3 goes here, it becomes plus 3. So 18 plus 3. 5x minus 2x is 3x is less than equal to 18 plus 3 is 21. So x is less than equal to 21 upon 3. So you have x is less than equal to 21 upon 3 is 7, right? So you are asked the set of the values. So set of the values which are less than equal to 7. And they have not told you about the integers. So my set of values x will be the set of values less than equal to 7. So since it is less than equal to 7 will also be there. So all the values which are less than 7 will be taken. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it goes on. So x will be taking all these values. X is less than equal to 7. Got it, children? Solving inequality. Okay, let us move on to some important questions on circles, symmetry in circles. Now, in this figure, you can see that A, B, C, and D, they lie on a circle and center is O. BD is a diameter. This BD is the diameter of a circle and PAT is a tangent at A. You are given angle ABD is equal to 58 and angle CDB is equal to 34. You are asked to find angle ACD. So angle ACD is going to be this angle. Okay. How do I find this angle? So you can see that AD is a chord and this angle ABD and ACD are equal. So you get angle ACD is equal to 58 degree. You can say that angles in same segment are equal. So please see that you write the reason. Angles in same segment are equal. Got it? Understood? So which is that angle? That is, you have angle ACD and angle ABD were equal. That is how you got this as 50. Next, let us find out angle ADB. So angle ACD is equal to 58 degree because they are angles in same segment. So which is that segment? So these two are the angles in the same segment, 58 and 58. That is how you get this as 58. Next, you are asked to find angle ADB. So angle ADB this is the angle. Okay. Now, how are we going to find this angle? So you can see that this angle ADB, since this is the angle in a semicircle is the right angle, you get this as angle BAD is 90 degree because BD is a diameter. So angle in a semicircle is a right angle. So angle B and this angle are going to be complementary. So this is how you get angle ADB is equal to 90 minus 58, which is equal to 32 degrees. Did you understand how? So because we first took this as angle in a semicircle is right angle. So in triangle BAD, we added all the angles of the triangle. One was 58, this was 90 and this. So if one angle is 90, other two are going to be complementary. So these two will be adding up to 90. So this is how you get angle ADB as 90 minus 58, which is 32 degrees. Got it, children? One more question, let us find angle DAT. So angle DAT is this angle. So it is the angle made by a tangent and a chord. So this is the angle. How are these angles related? We have already learned angles in alternate segment. So this is the PAT is the tangent and this is 58 degrees. So angle this is going to be 58 degree. The reason is angles in alternate segment again. Angles in alternate segment. Understood? All of you? Okay, let's solve one more question. Yeah. So O is the center of the circle and AB is the tangent and angle BOC is 124. Find the size of angle ABC. Okay. So this is asked. Now, if the angle at a center, what about this angle? What will be angle this? This angle now, if I'm going to talk of angle ABC, this is a tangent. So this is going to be the angle in the alternate segment, right? So if I find this and this is going to be equal. So what is the relation between O and D? So angle O is the angle formed by the chord at the center. And by the same chord, this is the same arc, this is the D is the angle formed on the remaining part of the circle. So angle formed by chord at the center is double the angle subtended by it on remaining part of circle. So that is how we get angle D is equal to half of 124, which is when you simplify, you get this at 62 degrees. So this is 62 degree now. Did you understand? The reason is angle at circumference. Angle at circumference is half the angle at center. Half the angle at center. Got it? So this is how this is going to be 62. Now this angle 62 is the angle made by this chord BC In this segment and the alternate segment, you have this. So this is how you have angle ABC is equal to angle D, which is again 62 degree. The reason is angles in alternate segment. Angles in alternate segment are equal. Got it? Understood, all of you? Okay, let's move on. So we have another question. I think I have shared this question in the tangent wala video. You can refer to that. Okay, the radii of the same circle are equal. We have seen that radius is perpendicular to tangent, so angle x is going to be 90 degree. So we'll be using the Pythagoras theorem. So by Pythagoras theorem, we have xy is equal to, since this is the hypotenuse, 13 is the hypotenuse, side opposite to right angle, is equal to root of 13 square minus 5 square. Okay, this side. Okay, which is equal to root of 169 minus 25, which is root of 144. So that is how you get xy is equal to root 44, which is 12 centimeters. Got it? One more question. I think this should be the last question. Let me see if I have created few more. Okay, now the points P, Q, R lie on a circle at center of center O. TP and TQ are the tangents to the circle, and angle TPQ is equal to 54. Calculate the value of Z. So now look at this. This is the tangent. Okay, and then angle Z is the angle in the alternate segment. Can you see this? With respect to chord PQ. So this is how angle Z is equal to 54 degree directly. Again, angles in alternate segment. Got it? Now we have to find x. So how will I find x? We know that length of tangent from external point are equal. So this becomes an isosceles triangle. So this angle opposite to equal sides are equal. So we get this as 54 degree. Now we use the angle sum property of a triangle. So this is how you get angle x is equal to 180 minus, we add this to 54 plus 54, which is 180 minus 108, and that is equal to 72 degree. Got it? So you got the value of x as 72. Now let us find the value of y. Now to find the value of y, look at this. So how do we find the value of y? So we have already calculated the value of z, which is 54. So just now we have seen the previous question. So this angle is going to be double of 54. So you get angle, let us solve, angle O is equal to twice Z, 2 into angle Z, because angle at the center is double the angle at circumference. So which is going to be 2 into 54, which is 108 degree, right? Now this is again an isosceles triangle. Radii of same circle are equal. Radii of same circle are equal. So we get this an isosceles triangle. So if this is y, this also becomes y. Now just now we have calculated this as 108. So let us use in triangle OQP, we use the angle sum property. So we get 2y plus 108 is equal to 180. So you get 2y is equal to 180 minus 108, which is 72 degree. And then y is equal to 72 upon 2, which is 36 degree. Understood, children? Okay, so watch again if not understood. If you are liking the video, please share with your friends. One last question here, children. So OM and ON is perpendicular from O. See, OM and ON, these both are perpendicular from O to chords PQ and QR. And the chords PQ and QR are equal. Complete the statements to show that triangle OMQ. Triangle OMQ is congruent to triangle ONQ. Congruent, exactly equal of same shape and size. Now, which is the common side between these two triangles? Yes. So we have OQ is the common side. Now, dash and dash is equal because M is the midpoint of PQ and N is the midpoint. So if M is the midpoint, so you get, and N is the midpoint, so you are getting this, since the chords are equal, their halves are equal. So you get MQ is equal to NQ. Because the chords are equal, so their halves are equal. So that is how you get this. Now, again, dash and dash are equal because equal chords are equidistant from center. Yes. So we have OM is equal to ON because equal chords are equidistant from center. Since the chords are equal, the distance from the center is also equal. So that is the converse of that theorem. Okay, children, understood all of you? Please watch again. Okay, that is the beauty of having an online education. You can pause, you can go at small speed and watch. That will definitely help you. Okay, if you like the video, please share with your friends. Thank you for watching. Have